The exciting days of bucking, roping, and thrills are coming to Red Bluff. Over $350,000 is up for grabs for 700 of the toughest cowboys and cowgirls. Friday is Patriot Day, brought to you by Food Max and Outback Contractors. Saturday is Sierra Pacific Industries and Windows and Corning Ford Day with an evening concert by Creed Fisher.
Don't tell me that you understand.
Sunday is Davidson and Heyman Family and Dignity Health St. Elizabeth Hospital Tough Enough to Wear Pink Day. Get your tickets now at these locations.
From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Thank you so much for joining me here this afternoon. Just a real quick reminder, there is a ticket giveaway for the Red Bluff Roundup. A pair of tickets could be yours. All you have to do is enter is email mkrueger@weathernorcal.com, or you can just go to weathernorcal.com, click on the Contact Us section, and then you can send an email there as well. The winner will be announced on Coffee with Krueger Wednesday, April 16th, and this is for a pair of tickets for the Friday night event on April 18th. So be sure to get in your entries as soon as possible. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather headlines. The rain is going to be mainly west of the valley here throughout the day today. It's going to be, the coast, Trinity County, western Siskiyou County. I think that's where the bulk of the rain will be through the rest of the afternoon today. But then later this, close to the late afternoon, early evening hours, the valley gets in on this. Eastern mountains, you'll be dry through even the first part of the night tonight as well. So it's going to take its own sweet time getting here. So here's a look at your neighborhood forecast here for today. You can see the showers coming in later this afternoon for the coast, Trinity County, western Siskiyou County, getting on this as well. But Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, you're dry for the rest of the afternoon. And the valley, most likely looking at fairly dry conditions as well. As I mentioned, we'll kind of get into the timing here in just a second. There you can see that storm system that is approaching, coming in from the west. But let's start off with, this is called the HRRR forecast. Now this updates every hour. It takes the current conditions and the latest forecast model data and it plugs it into what you're seeing here. So I wanted to show you the two different forecast models because there is some discrepancy in the timing of when the rain moves in. The HRRR wants to take a little bit longer for the rain to get here, whereas our in-house forecast model is a couple of hours earlier. All right, so here we are at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Look where most of the rain is. It really hasn't hit most of the coast just yet based on this forecast model. Yes, Del Norte County, you're seeing the rain. We may see some light showers along the coast based on this, but everyone else is still dry at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Let's take you to about 3 o'clock this afternoon now. Now it's spreading eastward into Del Norte and Humboldt County. So sometime based on this model, as we go into the mid-afternoon hours, we're really seeing the widespread rainfall for Del Norte and Humboldt counties. Then we take you into 5 o'clock this afternoon. Now it's still widespread over Del Norte, Humboldt counties, western Siskiyou County and western and northern Trinity County, starting to see some of that rain. But even places like Hay Fork, Weaverville, at this point, based on this model, still dry. 5 p.m. Now let's take you to 8 o'clock tonight. The north end of the valley may just get in some of this based on this model, but it's central western Siskiyou County, Trinity County, Del Norte, and Humboldt County. So by this evening into tonight, that's where most of the rain based on this more forecast model is. Then we take you into 10 o'clock tonight, and it starts to work its way eastward into at least the north end of the valley. But you head to the south, Chico, Willows, Orville, dry. East is dry as well. Then we take you into about midnight tonight. And again, we're really not seeing much. It's going to be after the midnight hours. Early tomorrow morning, we're going to see it push through Modoc County in the eastern mountains. And then we start to kind of dry things out a little bit here off to the west once that main boundary kind of pushes on through. So now let's take a look at our in-house forecast model. Remember, at 2 o'clock, the model we just looked at had most of the rain off of the coast. It wasn't really until this hour, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that was over Del Norte, but Humboldt, western Siskiyou, Trinity were all still dry at this point. So this forecast model is about 2 hours faster, bringing that rain in about 2 hours sooner than the HRRR forecast. You can see by 6 o'clock in the evening, instead of 8 o'clock, now at 6 o'clock, it's showing, maybe the north end of the valley seeing some of those showers. Then we go into 8 o'clock tonight, instead of 10 o'clock in places like Redding, Red Bluff, Corning. Even Chico and Willows could see some of these showers, as well as Oroville. Then we go into 10 o'clock tonight, and now we're seeing the bulk of the rain is east of the valley. And then once we get after midnight, we do see that rain kind of pushing into the eastern mountains before it turns over to scattered showers on Monday morning. Now look at Monday at about noon. We're seeing most of the showers and maybe even a stray thunderstorm to the north and west of the valley. And then through the afternoon, we can see a pop-up shower, maybe even a thunderstorm. Best chances do look to be the north end of the valley, less chances to the south. So really what we're looking at here as far as the rain and even the potential for thunderstorms, it's going to be few and far between. And not everyone's going to see much in the way of rain out of this system on Monday. Monday is kind of the back end behind the storm system where we're seeing the cool and unstable air that's in place. Then I do anticipate that by Tuesday, most of us will be dry, but we do have a bit of a clipper that's just going to clip the northwestern portion of the state. So Del Norte County, maybe northern Humboldt County, could see a stray shower through the day on Tuesday. The amount of rainfall we expect, I'd say about 1 inch to maybe even a little over 2 inches for the north coast. About a 1/2 inch, give or take, for western Siskiyou County and Trinity County. About 1/4 inch in the valley. And I'd say about 1/10 to maybe close to 1/4 inch for parts of the eastern mountains as well. So the farther you head to the east, the less amount of rainfall that we're going to see out of this. Now, someone had asked me yesterday on social media, what about those snow levels? What's going on with the snow levels? There hasn't been any mention of that. Well, I'm going to tell you this first and foremost. If you don't hear anybody mention snow levels, that's because it's not on our radar and we're not concerned about it. And most likely, once we start getting those snow levels 6,000 feet and higher, we tend to not mention it a whole lot because it's not going to have much of an impact on your mountain travel. So, sure, maybe some of those higher mountain passes, 5,000, 6,000 feet, might start to see some potential for chain requirements. But you can see here, you have to go up pretty high in elevation before you start seeing even just a dusting of snow. So it's not going to be a lot, even the higher elevations. All right, so roller coaster ride with those temperatures. They're warming up. They cool down again for your Monday. They warm back up for your Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. High pressure shifts to the east by the end of next week. A slight dip in our temperatures. They may drop even more a little bit on Saturday before going back up again as we go into Sunday and Monday of next week. And when I say Sunday, Monday of next week, a week from now. So again, you see that idea, that trend that we're seeing here. Temperatures going down, they go back up again. Now, taking a look at the beach hazard statement, do want to remind you of that. There is a risk of sneaker waves along the coast, so please be mindful of that if you plan on spending any time on the beaches. Not a good day to be on the beach anyway. It's just going to be wet. But do note that there will be that risk of sneaker waves here through today. So taking a look at your forecast for the rest of the day today, temperatures, despite the fact that we've got rain moving in eventually, still pretty mild for the valley, still pretty mild in the eastern mountains as well. It's cooler, though, for the coast in places like Trinity County because you'll see the clouds and the rain move in sooner than places off to the east. For tonight, I think everyone's going to be at least seeing some form of shower activity, just depending on the time of the night that we're talking about here. But I will say this, today, chances for rain increase from west to east, chances for rain decrease from west to east as we go through the night tonight into early tomorrow morning. So looking at your 7-day forecast region by region, let's start off with the valley. So I've got PM in there for you for Redding and Red Bluff. Yes, I would say that by evening hours, give or take, late afternoon, early evening, we'll start to see some of those showers move in. It's not really until 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night that Chico will see some of that wet weather. You see the scattered showers on Monday, that's few and far between. We can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm. But then we're dry and warmer for Tuesday through the end of the week and into that next weekend. Let's take a look at the coast. You've got that rain progressing through this morning, inland as well. Trinity County, probably more like the afternoon hours is when that rain will start to kind of move in. So the first half of the day for Weaverville, Trinity County, you'll be dry. Scattered showers, few and far between on Monday. Still that clipper system for the north end of the north coast. Del Norte County, for example. Humboldt County most likely dry on Tuesday. And then another clipper coming in on Friday, which could bring a slight chance for showers for Del Norte County as well. But otherwise fairly dry through next week and that roller coaster ride as well. with the temperatures, that is. Siskiyou County, Modoc County, the Eastern Mountains. So for Siskiyou County, for Mount Shasta, for example, you'll be dry through really not only the first half of the day, but maybe the early afternoon hours still dry. But sometime around mid-afternoon, late afternoon, we start to see the showers kick in for places like Mount Shasta. Alturas, Susanville, you're dry all day, even into tonight. It's not until late tonight after midnight that you start to see those showers, and then early in the morning, on really Monday, a chance for a few stray showers, few and far between, and then dry for Tuesday through Friday, and even going into that next weekend. So yeah, it looks like we finally have some drier and warmer weather going through next week. Well, that's your afternoon update. I'll have another update for you coming in at 6 o'clock this evening. Until then, have a great rest of your afternoon.